Let's delve deeper into this and bring in Danny Shaw, a public affairs expert and professor at the City University of New York. Always good to have you on the show, Danny. Just on those comments you may have heard there from Mike Pence, what do you make of Washington's apparent lack of a coherent strategy in dealing with Pyongyang?
Well, who is Mike Pence and Donald Trump to pretend to be spokespeople of peace and reason? These are two bullies with practically no international experience, and Mike Pence is in Santiago de Chile lecturing the Chilean people that they should not trade with North Korea, calling Chile a shining example of democracy after what the U.S. has done with Pinochet in the long history of Chile. So certainly there's a lot of misleadership coming from Washington when it comes to this topic of North Korea.
How significant is North Korea's decision to hold off on its plan to strike Guam? Just how close do you think we actually were?
Well, it's interesting that Guam is in the news now, a small country that's still a colony of the United States, taken over in 1898 from the Spanish Empire at the same time that the Philippines, Cuba, and Puerto Rico were. I don't think that North Korea was ever a threat to Guam or the 163,000 people of this tiny island, but North Korea is sending a message that we're not going to go the same way as Iraq, as Syria, as Libya, as Yugoslavia. Since Bush put North Korea on this axis of evil in 2002, the North Koreans have stood up and said, we're going to use another strategy, and what the U.S. is going to respect is force. So the North Koreans have actually been very strategic throughout.
North Korea does mention nuclear weapons, and it has done quite considerably in its history. What is the solution here? If Washington doesn't take military action against North Korea, is Pyongyang destined to develop nuclear weapons? Is there a way out of this that all parties can be happy with and that the world can relax and breathe a little bit easier?
Well, the solution, of course, is peace, what Washington and the U.S. government least wants. They want another war. It's a perfect distraction for Trump after Charlottesville demonstrates just how divided, racist, and full of white supremacy this country is. Who is Trump to be lecturing anybody abroad with all of the problems?
But do you think that the North will go ahead and make nuclear weapons if they are unopposed?
I think what North Korea has demonstrated now for all of the U.S. presidencies before Trump is that, yes, they're going to continue to try out their weapons. They're not going to stand down, that they have the right to defend themselves, that oppressed countries can join the nuclear club as well, and they're not going to go the way of an Iraq or Libya.
Always great to have your take on the big issues of the day. Danny Shaw, public affairs expert and professor at the City University of New York. Thank you.